Although the mayor will be mad.
So I'm gonna start this
a legal warning, Ron.
start this recording. Here comes Mayor Jeffrey Slavin.
Here he comes.
So we have our council and our mayor. Don't have
Is Doug coming?
yes, and Tolbert as well.
Isn't it funny how used to Zoom we are now?
Yes,
Remember when it was all weird?
yes. I
I
almost
still
like
think it's a little bit weird.
Why
know,
would we
but,
want
like,
to?
We're good at it now.
Yeah, yeah.
Ish. I mean, you
Matt's
know,
got
Matt's
us.
good at it anyway.
Yeah.
Will we ever go back to open meetings, really at the town hall? We'll see.
We'll see.
I hope so,
Exactly.
because we have this gorgeous town hall with room for art and everything. It's just,
Well, at least, I don't know if you noticed, but Jeffrey is taking full advantage of his
I did
office.
notice. I'm
which is-
very impressed. It looks very homey.
Yes, doesn't it? He has all of his
Good.
things there.
Yeah. Right, it looks nice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And Matt, and Linda, we always see that you guys are all set up now too. Wait, Linda, is
Are you
that,
at your office,
Linda,
Linda?
do you have artwork behind you now?
Yeah, Linda's really spruced it up there.
Oh, cool.
Matt has artwork too. He doesn't send
I'm-
none of his
I'm just-
artwork.
I'm sort of playing with the feng shui, so I'm facing the opposite direction that I normally do right now.
Oh, nice, Linda. I like
We've
that.
acquired a lot. We're acquiring a lot of the Lila Snow collection.
Cool.
And probably we're going to be offering it to residents.
Wow.
But
She
some
had
will
it.
put up.
Yeah.
Some will put up. Okay, I noted that it's 4:30. Is everyone here, Mr. Town Manager?
I believe we have everyone.
Okay, so I'm going to call the meeting to order. And before we begin, Mr. Town Manager, could you read the disclaimer?
Sure. Just a quick reminder to everybody that these meetings are recorded, so people can go back and rewatch them for future reference. If any residents log into this meeting and want to make a comment, I'd ask that they please use the raise hand function, and I will directly message you back to let you know and confirm that I've seen your hand being raised, and will tell you your place in line. If for any reason this meeting gets interrupted and we need to end it, we will end it, and I will then disseminate a new link for us to rejoin. But otherwise, I think we're good to go.
Okay, thank you. Today is November 23rd, 2020. This is a hearing before the Town of Somerset Council for permit application number 2011-2C to consider an amendment to the previously approved permit. The applicants are seeking approval for the demolition and reconstruction of a retaining wall and the removal of 8 trees located on the property. We ask the residents be limited to 1 comment each and that they be limited to 2 minutes at a time. The town manager will call on residents by listed name or the last 4 digits of the phone number if no name is provided. When you speak, please state your name and street before you make your comment. When your time is up, a buzzer will sound and you will be asked to please finish your thought. The hearing will observe the following order. First, the Somerset Town staff will present their findings and submit for the record a report on the application under consideration. Second, the applicant will present their application. Third, the Somerset Town Council will have the opportunity to ask questions of the applicant or staff relevant to the application at hand. Fourth, other interested parties will have the opportunity to ask questions of the applicant or present comments to the council. Next, if necessary, the applicant will have the opportunity for rebuttal testimony, after which the public comment period of the hearing shall be completed and the record closed. Last, the council will deliberate and discuss the merits of the case, the findings of fact and conclusions. The council may make a motion on a permit decision. If any opposition is presented, the town attorney will be asked to write a decision, and a permit shall not be issued before the expiration of 30 days to allow time for an appeal. If no opposition is presented, the town manager will be asked to issue a permit. We now begin this hearing with the presentation of the staff findings and reports. Mr. Town Manager.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I will just say briefly before I hand it over to our building administrator, Doug Lohmeyer, and our town arborist, Dr. Tolbert Feather, that the council, as a reminder, heard a permit application at its regular November council meeting on November 2nd and approved a building permit. At that time, the applicant was not seeking the demolition and reconstruction of the existing retaining wall and the removal of the 8 trees on the property as a result of the retaining wall construction, but did indicate that they would like to at a later time revisit that. On November 11th, the applicant submitted a new permit application amending their permits to do the reconstruction of the retaining wall and the removal of the permits. Dr. Feather has reviewed the site and has issued reforestation plans that I believe the council also has. With that, I will turn it over to Doug for his report on this.
Good evening. The application has been filed to replace 2 existing retaining walls along the right side of the lot. One retaining wall measures approximately 68 feet and is located at the right rear of the lot. The other retaining wall is located at the front right corner and is approximately 32 feet long. Typically, retaining walls are not permitted in the town, except in this case where it would be a retaining wall. The applicant proposes to replace the 2 existing retaining walls with the same materials at the same height and length as the existing retaining walls. The applicant's site plan indicates the 2 retaining walls are located on or very close to the common property line between lot 4811 and 4809. I recommend that if replacing the 2 retaining walls require any work or encroachment on the adjacent lot, the adjacent property owner's permission should be obtained prior to the work beginning. I also recommend that the council approve the revision to the existing town permit to include the replacement of the 2 retaining walls at 4811 Cumberland Avenue. And that concludes my report.
Okay, thank you. Now, would the applicant or the applicant's rep please identify and comment, make a presentation, whatever they would like to.
Mr. Mayor, just quickly, I don't know if the council would like to hear from Dr. Feather.
Oh, okay, Dr. Feather, could you
oral
please make a
report.
report?
Tolbert, you're still muted, actually. Thanks.
Better? Can you
Yep.
hear?
We can hear you.
We've been working with the applicant over, since they did the first building permit. And there's one shared tree between 4809 and 4811, 15-inch walnut that's growing right on top of the wall and kind of deteriorating the wall. So that's going to have to come out. And there's a written letter from the neighbor agreeing to the removal. Then there's 5 Leland cypress along the wall, 1 12-inch holly, and 1 false cypress, 14-inch false cypress. They're all right next to the wall, so if the wall's going to be restored, they're going to need to be removed. So it's a total of 8 trees at, so the bonding requirements will be $4,000 for $500 a tree. And I'm recommending seven evergreen trees and one canopy tree be in the reforestation plan. And those can be planted anywhere on the property. The property has quite a few trees already. I think one canopy tree is probably all you can fit in, to the area. The other thing is we amended the tree protection plan to try to protect the trees that are going to be left along the wall or near the wall while they're doing the restoration. And that concludes my report.
Thank you very much, sir. And now, would the applicant or the applicant's rep wish to go forward, sir?
Sure, thank you. My name is Jason Arce. I'm with Anthony Wilder Design Build. Well, first I'd like to apologize. Thank you everyone for joining us. And we unfortunately missed the first meeting for the removal of the trees and the retaining wall. But as everyone has said, we're hoping to replace some compromised retaining walls. The front portion, it's two pieces. The front portion is crumbling. That holds up the neighbor's driveway, and you can tell just by going on site that it's been deteriorating for years. It's in really horrible condition and crumbling. So that is a kind of a must for our client, and it's really the main reason why the original reason why she came to us for help. And then there's, as Dr. Feathers mentioned, there's a shared walnut in the back half, and that is literally growing on the wall, and the wall is starting to bow, and eventually with time will fall. And so our client is requesting to have both portions replaced. Unfortunately, it's not our intention to remove the trees, but in order to get this wall up, we're asking for permission to remove those 8 trees.
Thank you very much, sir. Council President Shaw, do you have any questions?
No questions.
Thank you. Councilmember Zeughauser.
Yeah, I do have a question, I guess, for Dr. Feather about the walnut tree. I've seen with fences sometimes, Dr. Feather, where they do a build around a tree to preserve the tree. And I wondered if that might be a possibility, since it seems, according to your report, the tree is in fine condition. It's just that it's interfering with the wall. And since they're rebuilding the wall anyway, might they be able to do a build around?
You might be able to do it if the tree was on the 4811 side, but it's on the 4809, so it's at a higher grade. So it's actually growing on top of the wall. So if it was below the wall, you might be able to do something, but this is actually on top of the wall. So in order to remove the old wall to get the new one in, it's going to have to be removed, because you're actually undercutting the tree itself to get the old wall out.
So I'm not from, I haven't been on the property, so I'm not familiar with it. There's no way at all to maintain the tree.
No, because it's if it were growing at the footing of the wall or below the wall, there might be, but this is growing on top of the wall. So it's on the soil that's being retained by the wall.
Gotcha.
So you're undermining the tree in order to get the old wall out to restore with a new wall. So it'd be pretty tough to do. You'd have to, you couldn't be graded around to make that work. And it'd have to be a much wider area that you were trying to do the work around in. So if it were growing below the wall, I'd say fine, but on top of the wall, I don't think you can do it.
And you say there are other large canopy trees on the property?
Yes, the tree's it's not wooded, but there's a lot of nice trees on it, magnolias, and there's some maples, and there's quite a few trees on it now.
Great. Okay, thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you, Councilmember. Councilmember Peel, do you have any questions?
No, I don't have any questions.
Thank you. Councilmember Circo.
No questions.
Thank you. Councilmember Barr.
No questions.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Town Manager, has anyone indicated they would like to speak?
Nope, not at this time.
Okay, hearing none. Council, are you prepared to make a motion?
I move that we approve the revision to the existing town building permit at 4811 Cumberland to include the replacement of 2 retaining walls, and also that that it comply with the reforestation plan of our arborist.
Thank you. Is there a second? I saw Zoe Kaiser first. Thank you. Is there discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you very much. Congratulations to the applicant, and thank you, council, for taking this time. And we will see you all on Monday, December 7th. There is a hearing, as you know, by the Environment Committee next week too. But
A hearing or a forum? A hearing?
Forum.
I don't know
It's a
what
forum.
it's called.
It's a forum.
A meeting,
It's a meeting.
a forum.
We know who's coming to that forum yet?
No, no. Okay, thank you, everybody. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.